Still here in Marianna, as you've been watching, we're getting closer and closer to the time that the food is going to arrive. Waiting for those trucks. The last word is that they're on the way. Here now with Jeannie Hitchcock. Jeannie, you're one of the providers in the area. What is the name of your facility?
Along the Way Early Education Centers.
Now that's a long name tag if you had to put all that onto one.
It sure is.
How big a facility do you have?
We have 3 facilities here in Jackson County, 1 in Cottondale and 2 in Marianna. And we serve approximately 100 and probably 115 families.
Okay. This is a pretty strong day. This is a wonderful opportunity for everyone to give back to the community. North Star Church availing themselves of the services of Early Learning Coalition, they availing themselves of their providers to help to distribute that food, and ultimately your clients, your customers, the recipients of those parents who were notified of this. How many took advantage of it?
We have approximately 25 families that we're able to serve, and we're thrilled to do it. We're thrilled to do it.
In talking to some other providers, we realized that in some cases people are somewhat prideful and don't want to admit that they have a need.
Yes.
Did you find that you had some of that?
I tried to approach it in a way that it didn't hurt their pride, that it didn't affect their dignity, and I feel like we have such a good relationship with our families that we were able to do it, and everyone took advantage, and we're very thankful.
What amazes us is that they're not just giving people a meal, they're giving them 2 weeks worth of groceries.
Absolutely, and we have so many families in need right now that this is just a blessing, just fantastic. We're really, really excited.
Not that there's any better time of year to be hungry, but you know, for children, you got the holidays coming up, you've got Thanksgiving, Christmas and New Year's. Certainly the best time of year to be able to help somebody right at Thanksgiving time.
Exactly. This is such a time to be thankful. We have so many families that are going through so much right now with the world the way it is. And so at this time of year, it just really feels good to be able to help the families, to be able to hook up with organizations like the Early Learning Coalition and North Star Church to be able to help these families. So we're really excited about it.
It's a tough business world right now.
Yes.
Lots of economic heartburn.
Yes.
What's the biggest single challenge in childcare these days?
Probably the biggest challenge for us is trying to serve the families in the quality and manner that we want to, and we'd like to be able to pay our staff more. You know, these girls don't make enough in the economy the way it is, but their heart's in it. So we're really fortunate to have such dedicated staff. But I think our biggest challenge is being able to keep and maintain staff so that we don't have a large turnover in this particular job market. So that's our biggest challenge, I think, is able to pay them what they really deserve to be paid.
In conversation with one of the other providers, we recognize the fact that you guys are never going to get rich. It's a labor of love.
Right.
And the same goes for your staff.
Yes.
And when we go to these centers, when we go to the child care facilities, that's exactly what we see. We see love.
Yes.
What's the single biggest positive that you take away from what you do for a living?
I've done this for 33 years. We opened our centers in 1987. The biggest positive is the difference that we make in the lives of these families. I am keeping children of children I kept. And that's exciting when they come to me and say, hey, Miss Jean, I had a great time here when I grew up, and I'm bringing my child here. And I've even got young ladies working for me, including my daughter, who grew up through the center from 4 weeks on, is now a director in the center. So it's really exciting to see those families returning and know that we're making a difference in families.
And also, I would imagine things are a little bit different than when you started. The emphasis on pre-K education, and that holistic approach, looking at the family unit, trying to provide services, acting as a clearinghouse. If you can't help someone, giving them a list of resources of which they can avail themselves.
Exactly, exactly. We try to make sure, like you said, that we're addressing the whole family and the whole child, and still meet those academic needs that they have to have in kindergarten. So the biggest thing with us is training. Is my staff try to get every conference, every training that they can. I try to go into every classroom and give them my experience to say, hey, here's what we can do. And children are not the same children as they were 25 years ago. So not only are we having those challenges, more single families, single fathers, single mothers, grandparents raising children. So we're having to kind of be their stable system during the day and then still teach them. And it's great to have all the resources that we do have. We refer families, we help families, and the coalition is like one of the best resources that we have, because when we don't know what to do, that's who we call, and they're great. So. And
that's a perfect segue into what my next question was going to be, which is, give us your thoughts on ELC and what they make possible over and above what maybe you yourself would not be able to do if you were just out there by yourself.
Absolutely. We have contracted with the Early Learning Coalition of Florida since 1987, back when it was Bay County 4C. And I have watched the organization change and just morph, as it will, through the years. And what I see now, of course, is they're doing so much more, and unfortunately with less people, but the dedicated people that they have are so there for us. We can pick up the phone and say, hey, I need you, and they're there for us. We wouldn't be able to refer children that have emotional and problems, that have learning disabilities, personality disorders, even at the age of 4, and we're able to contact them, and they can hook us up with the right people and come in and observe. And then there's the resources. We can go to trainings that they take care of paying for, that my staff couldn't afford, and that helps make them better teachers. And then, of course, resources. Over the years, we've been able to get books, numerous books and activities, learning activities, and bring those into the centers and to help the children. And something like this, aiding our families at this time when people are hungry, and I see children come in hungry every day, and we ourselves can't meet those needs. So when something like this happens and we're able to come out and say, wow, we can help these families, it makes us want to go home and say, wow, this is really a blessing, and this is why we do it.
You mentioned that kids are different than they were 30 years ago. A 5-year-old is more like a teenager back in the 60s.
It really is. It really is. Definitely 5-year-olds know a whole lot more now than they did back 20 years ago.
Probably more than they should.
More than they should. They're exposed to so much in society, both in the media and in the family lives. Families are falling apart, and it's really crucial that we understand where they're coming from. And we have to meet their basic needs, such as hunger and safety. So when they come in and they feel safe, they can learn. Because if they don't feel safe, they're not going to learn. So. Well said,
and a point well taken. You can't probably teach very well a child who's hungry.
Exactly.
Or who feels threatened.
That's right.
So I'm glad that you said that. That's something I haven't heard put exactly that way before. Yes. That's pretty strong.
It is. It is.
Thanks for taking the time to speak with us. I know you got to be excited. We're waiting on the truck right now.
Yes.
21 families who would be going without were it not for this opportunity. Absolutely. Just in your facility alone.
Yes, 25 families.
25.
That is a lot.
It really is. Jeannie, thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us. Here now with Jeannie Hitchcock from Along the Way. This is a fun day. It's real easy for us to be having fun because it's everybody else behind us that's doing all the work.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if you're viewing this and you want to get involved, you're going to follow through with that. You can go to Early Learning Coalition on Facebook, or you can go to elcnwf.org, their website. Find out more about what Early Learning Coalition does. You can give a shout out. What's your website?
We have alongthewaykids.com, and we are also on Facebook. Got some great pictures, great things going on. Come see us.
And where are you on Facebook?
You just type in Along the Way Early Education, and there we are.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
Thank you so much.
Here in Marianna, Florida, ready to give away a whole bunch of food. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thank you.